I have two lines of poetry by the famous Palestinian poet Mahmoud Darwish. اسم ريتا كان عيدا في فمه جسم ريتا كان عرسا في دمه. With this run-of-the-mill typeface, it doesn't really look very poetic, and I also have a problem to balance the lines in length. And therefore, I will give a demonstration of how Tasmeem might be able to solve such problems. First, I take another typeface for it, Nastaliq. It already begins to look a bit more poetic this way. You get visual rhyme in addition to the linguistic rhyme. But I would like to have each line equally long. That is to say, if I use the measuring tool, that I want the top line to have the same length as the bottom line. Therefore, I use a novel tool in Arabic typesetting and actually also in Latin typesetting. Such a thing is lacking. I can increase the space between the words by cutting off the overlap between them, but also by increasing the vertical buffering. Actually, these tools can also work inside words on both counts. You see, for Nastaliq, this is not really a sensible way to go. I will revert to the standard setting that I started with, the so-called calligraphic setting, but I will give it a subtle increase to 200 instead of 180 units and allow the overlap to stay in place. Now I think it's better to have some of the burden carried by the bottom line, and not by lengthening it, of course, but by shortening it. So the internal vertical spacing or buffering I can reduce to 150, going back from 180, and already I have now a much more balanced pair of lines, although there is room for improvement. If you measure the shortest line, it is still shorter than the lower line. In order to force the lower line in the same length, I now can use another tool, which is the so-called WordShaper, that is designed to bring out all the possible shapes for a word. And as you can see in Nastaliq, it doesn't return a lot of possibilities. In this case, it does when you have the yeah in final position, but that will lengthen the line, and I want to shorten it. And also, I'm not working on the top line, I'm working at the bottom line. And when I check each word, I found here a possibility that appears to be wider because it is below it's below the option that I found, and the presentation is in order of increased width. But as it happens, it raises the ra in Ain Ra of the word arsen, which allows the noon to slip in under the Ain. And as a result, you can see that I've now almost managed to get the line inside the width offsets. And now, in order to get it absolutely right, I have a third tool, the so-called position tuner, which allows me to make minute adjustments in the width values between and inside words. I can use this horizontally, I can also use it vertically. For instance, the dot pair here I could grab and bring down. But anyway, with this tool I have now succeeded in creating two equally wide lines, and now the visual and the linguistic rhyme and rhythm of these lines are now in balance. اسم ريتا كان عيدا في فمي جسم ريتا كان عرسا في دمي. The name of Rita was a feast in my mouth. The body of Rita was a wedding in my